What's going on, you guys? Today we're going to be learning the song American Idiot by Green Day. Real quick before we get into it, I would like to ask that if you find this guitar tutorial helpful, that you please consider subscribing. That would really mean the world to me. Now let's get into it. You are watching Logan's Lessons. Let's start with the intro of this song. We're going to place our first finger on the 4th fret of our low E string, our third finger on the 6th fret of the A string, and our pinky on the 6th fret of our D string. You're going to play that down up. Then we're going to take our first finger off of the low E string and just play this chord. So you have, like that. Do that with me. Then what we do is we go down and we just take this entire chord and move it down a string. So our first finger is going to be on the 4th fret of the A string, our third finger on the 6th fret of the D string, and our pinky finger on the 6th fret of the G string. Okay? So this one we're going to strum upwards twice, like that. Okay, then we go down to the 2nd fret of our low E string. So our first finger is on the 2nd fret of our low E string. Our third finger is going to be on the 4th fret of the A string, and our pinky on the 4th fret of the D string. I believe that one's also up twice. Yep. Then you go back to the 4th fret of our A string, where our first finger's on the 4th fret of the A string, our third finger's on the 6th fret of the D string, and your pinky finger's on the 6th fret of your G string. That one downwards. Then we play the 4th fret of our low E string, just like the first chord. Then strum up on the 2nd fret of the low E. So you have, like that. I'll do that slowly. Do that again. Okay, so you do that 3 times, and then the 4th time, we just replace that 2nd fret with the open high G, B, and high E strings. Like that. So we have... like that. Okay? And that's basically what we do in the verse too. We start with a... we wait for a second while the drums play and he sings. Then what we do is we play up on the G, B, and high E strings. So right there, and then we do this again. That time we play the G, B, and the high E at the end. So we alternate between the 2nd fret being the last note and the G, B, and high E strings being the last note. So the verse will sound like this. That gets us into the chorus. So that chorus is going to start there on that 2nd chord with your first finger on the 4th fret of your A string, your third finger on the 6th fret of your D string, and your pinky on the 6th fret of your G. The strumming pattern will be a down, 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 up, 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 down, 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 up. Okay? I'll do that slowly. Down, 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 up, 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 down, 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 up. And then we go down to the 4th fret. This is the first chord of the song. Then we just take this first chord that we had in this chorus, slide it up 2 frets. So your first finger is going to be on the 6th fret of your A string, your third finger on the 8th fret of your D string, and your pinky finger on the 8th fret of your G string. Back to that first chord of the entire song. Your first finger on the 4th fret of your low E, your third finger on the 6th fret of your A string, and your pinky on the 6th fret of your D string. So the entire chorus will sound like this. So that's the chorus. Then you go back into the verse, you have another chorus, and then we have a solo. The solo starts with unisons. You're going to put your first finger on the 8th fret of your A string, your pinky finger or your third finger on the 10th fret of your G string. And this is the same strumming pattern as the chorus, by the way. But then for those last two, down, down, we're going to go down to the 6th fret of your A string with your pinky on the 8th fret of your G. And then we go down to the 4th fret of our A string with the 6th fret of our G. So you have like that. I do that slowly. Then we go up to the 6th fret of our A string. Slide up to the 8th fret. Back down to the 6th. 4th fret. 3rd fret. So you have like so what we have so far is a right here it changes up a little bit. We play the 3rd fret of our G string. Down, down, down. Then on an up pick, we're going to hit the 5th fret of our G string. Then we hit the 6th fret, back down to the 5th, so then the 3rd fret. Okay, so we have then right here what we do is this. Which is pretty simple. You're just going to put your first finger on the 8th fret of your G string. Play that down up. Then we play the 9th fret of our B string with our middle finger. And it's an up down there on that 8th fret of your G string. So you have then we played the 11th fret of your B string. Up down again on that G string. Then you hit the 8th fret of our high E string just by barring with our index finger. So you have then up down there on that G string. 11th fret again. Down up 8th fret. So you have like a like that. So the entire thing. So the entire thing in context. Then you go back to the all of that stays the same. And even that, and then here, just instead of going up to this thing, instead of going there, you're just going to slide up to the 13th fret. So the entire solo will sound like this. Right where the main riff starts, we have the option of, instead of playing the main riff there, we just accent it on the up strum, so the ba, ba, which is kind of what Billy Joe Armstrong would do live. You play just the G, B, and high E strings. Then you go back into the chorus, okay? And then the chorus is the same, and we get into the outro. We have the main riff starts on a different guitar where he's going. And then right here we want to come in on that 2nd fret of your low E string. Okay? So you have like a then you have the other guitar do the and then right here at the very end what we do is, which is down up on this chord with the 4th fret of the A string, our first finger on the 4th fret of the A, our 3rd finger on the 6th fret of the D, and our pinky on the 6th fret of your G string, down up, and then an up strum on the first chord of the song with our first finger on the 4th fret of our low E string, our 3rd finger on the 6th fret of the A string, and our pinky finger on the 6th fret of the D string. That's an up string. So like that. And that, my friends, is how you play American Idiot. If you have a song request, comment it. If you wish to be notified of future videos, hit the bell. I sincerely hope that you are well. Please do me a favor and hit that like button in blue. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe too. I hope this video has been a blessing. You've been watching Logan's Lessons.